Okay. Democracy 3 on the PC, being played on my Winbook tablet. We're in quarter number 8, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our support among the retired has been going down steadily for quite a while. Complacent, at least. Capitalists are pretty cynical right now, as one would expect. My popularity has been taking a beating because of all the taxes I've been implementing, trying to raise revenue here. And my standing among conservatives has gone up, though. I should mention that. My standing among conservatives here in the United States has gone up, even as my popularity among capitalists has gone down. My popularity among liberals has gone way up. Popularity among socialists has also gone way up. Popularity among the poor has also gone up, too. Worth knowing self-employed. Well, there was going to be a problem. Eliminate them for now. I should mention that the biggest hit that I've taken, let's see, everyone liberal, motorists, yeah, it's gone down a bit. I had to implement some toll roads. The biggest hit I've taken so far, I want to say, from liberals, was to the alcohol prohibition law that I passed. Actually, it was I added more restrictions. There was an age limit of 21. We changed that, so now it's currently, let me make a note of that, policies. It's very unpopular. Right down here, alcohol law. We limited the law to low-strength beer only. I don't know why it's getting cut off, because it didn't work on the text. But yeah, the law is currently set to the low-strength beer only level. We could make it even more restrictive if you want. It was set to 21. We can lower it to 18. We can lower the drinking age to 16. No limit soldiers. We're not going to do that. But the idea was to reduce alcohol consumption, which would reduce violent crime. Didn't reduce it very much. But the idea is that it would reduce violent crime a little bit. Once we reduce alcohol consumption costs our government $46 billion, by the way. So check that out. Alcohol consumption will go down over the next year. So we'll reduce significantly. You'll reduce it by 29%. The current base level is a 9.7% reduction. We're going to reduce it a lot more than that. Fortunately, alcohol consumption in our country leads to violent crime. It also leads to health services costs. And it leads to alcohol abuse, which is still a problem in this country. At least as far as the game is concerned. As far as the metrics are concerned. Here's what I'm going to explain. Expenditures. We are currently spending $47 billion a year on alcohol abuse. So my argument is that if we can make alcohol policy more restrictive, we can save that much more money, because it costs no money to implement that alcohol law. Zero. Now, I took a political hit, obviously, because I spent a lot of political capital on it. And, of course, liberals dropped my polls among liberals dropped a lot because of that alcohol reduction law. You'll see it right here. So the alcohol law reduced my standing among liberals quite a bit. It was a drag. So that was going to happen. I just want to take the hit, I guess, because eventually at some point we got to reduce the amount of money we're spending on this stuff. So instead of paying for votes, instead of paying for the votes of liberals, the idea was that we can afford to lose a few liberals if it means that we can reduce the cost that we're spending on alcohol abuse right now. It's a weird calculation, but you can imagine far more cynical calculations being made than that in this game. Trust me. And in real life. Let's see, what else is going on? GDP is stagnant. Crime is not going down anymore. Unemployment is not rising anymore, which is good. Our credit grading has downgraded. We're in the triple C level. We're in the, I guess we're above Enron. We're not doing so well. So we got to find a way to wrangle this. We're running a deficit, as you would expect. Our income has gone up because capital gains taxes were raised, and that helped us out. The main problem is that we didn't decrease. We still have not managed to decrease expenditures to pre-election levels, which I think we're going to have to do. The game is going to force us down an austerity path because the global economy is tanking and it's not going to bail us out anymore. So as that means our interest rates jacked up. And our debt to GDP ratio is as high as you would expect. So unfortunately, that means we are going to have to find some other way to cut costs. We have enough political capital to make a major cut somewhere. We're probably going to have to pay for that now. Our maximum political capital is currently at 46. And we're only getting 23 per turn. We can't just fire people, because if we start firing people, then it's going to lower the political capital of everybody. So I would argue I'm worried that we should only fire people if we know that we're going to get a boost over the long term to our political capital in doing so. Because when you fire people, all your political capital drops amongst all your cabinet members, because I guess they're just less loyal, because they're worried the sort of Damocles is coming for them next, I suppose. Let's see. Asthma epidemic. Well, it's going down. Probably because the environment's gotten better. Yeah, the environment's improved a bit. But let me show you my major graphs here. Changes. Since elected, health has gone up significantly. Equality has gone way up. Of course, that could be used. Incomes are dropping among the highest. GDP has plummeted. It's plummeted 10% in 2 years. So we're in a pretty harsh recession here. Education's gone up because we had to reduce military spending. Let me show you that. Where's the military spending here? Well, I'll show you that later if I have to. Unemployment has gone up since I've been elected. Crime has gone down a lot. It's gone down 21% since I got elected. So all that money we spent on community policing paid off a lot. Not anymore, but it paid off a lot. Reduced unemployment a little. Actually, I think it was a drag on unemployment. But yeah, it has reduced crime, but it's not going to reduce crime much anymore. We can raise our community policing, but for free, but canceling it's going to cost us some. Yeah. So basically what it does is it reduces antisocial behavior, which leads to crime, obviously, in this game. See, it leads to crime. Police will clamp it down. Community policing will clamp it down. That also increases alcohol consumption. That's going to drop. So it's going to drop to a reasonable level pretty soon, so that'll be good. As far as I'm concerned. Violent crime is down. Poverty is way down. That's actually way better than I expected. So so inequality is equality is up, poverty is down, and we paid for it because the highest earnings have gone down. So I guess that was what I expected. The environment's gone up, working week has gone up. That's also kind of hurts our productivity, I think. Yes, decreased our health quite a bit, but thankfully our health has gone up because we've invested in we invested in children's food and it was a children's food initiative. You can see down here. It increased our health right away. Food Standards Agency. Yeah, you can implement that if you want. Which will cost a little bit of money. It will cost quite a bit of money, but it will increase your health and your standing among liberals. Farmers won't like it. Farmers may regard the agency as extra layer of bureaucracy and meddling, yeah. Let's see. Tech has gone way up. That's going to improve our unemployment levels a bit. It will definitely improve our technological advantage. It will keep internet crime down. It will improve our skill shortage. So this is basically, it costs money, but it's basically always a good thing. There are no negative side effects except of course, the amount of money you're paying for it. So there are definite benefits to tech, but you will have to pay for it. Pay now or pay later. Increases productivity, of course. We're not going to talk about San Francisco or Austin or all the other negative side effects. But as far as this game is concerned, tech is a unanimously positive force with no negative benefits whatsoever as far as this game is concerned. Which I think is amusing, but it's also a software game. So I think it's amazing that as increasing. Well, I guess it increases the skills shortage. It's dropped though, right? Well, it'll stop eventually once we get down to that. But yeah, but if we're improving it, of course our immigration's going up, so we're going to need tech to kind of narrow the gap a little bit. Let's see. Car usage has gone down because of the economy. Productivity is way up. Of course, people are getting stressed out. A competitive economy. So we're too productive, I guess. No, actually, no, it lowers the economy. Let's see. International trade increases GDP. So productivity is up, but health is way down. Health is supposed to be... So productivity is up because health is up. But health decreases... Anyway. Wages are up. At least they will be up. I passed some of those labor laws. Yeah, I thought you already had some of these. Pro-employer. Pro-union. So that's kind of amusing. So it increases... So pro-union labor laws increase wages a lot. Decreases productivity. Shortens the work week. Increases our standing among socialists. So that's one way to pop up those wages, but it's going to cost you a lot. Okay, we're America, so we're pro-business, obviously. Pro-employer. Balanced. So we're lowering productivity if we do that. I see what's going on. But it's going to increase wages. That'll be very interesting to see what happens here. It'll cost a lot more money. So we could implement these. I'll keep those in mind. Let's see. Wages. Labor laws, unemployment, and immigration all lower wages. And they're going down. So it looks like we're going to have to increase them. Which will increase productivity, but it will decrease what decreases poor earnings. Effects. Oh, the lower the wages, the less we pay for all of this. But it also decreases the earnings of the poor, obviously. So, it increases their earnings. So, wages are a drag, yeah. So, the earnings of the poor have gone up. The effective income of those who have low or no earnings in our society. If this rate is high enough, then more people will move out of poverty and into the middle class. Okay, private preferential taxation, public welfare, funded public services. The benefits are most popular ways to lift people out of poverty, quote unquote. I don't know if they say lift people, quote unquote. I guess I had to want to be that literal. Okay, legal aid, sales tax, food stamps, rent controls helped out quite a bit. Okay. Let's see. If they have what they need, it won't be a problem, I don't think. Productivity is way up. CO2 emissions are way down because, of course, the economy sucks. Hence the unemployment rate. We've been in a 2-year-long recession. Air travel is down because of the technology. Immigration is way up. Yeah, border controls just got more lax. But, of course, our economy is so crappy. Why would people want to come to our economy? Well. GDP drops immigration, doesn't it? Wow, no effect. A very minor effect on immigration, apparently. I think that's amusing. Okay, because remember, they temporarily lower the GDP. Immigrants temporarily lower the GDP, but a year later, you get some of that back. You get about for every $1 of GDP you lose to immigration in this game, you get about 80 cents back. So you're basically spending money to bring more people in. What's the other weird thing about it? It's like, remember how that welfare rule where it was like you were buying votes because you were spending money to save very little? Like you were spending $1 to get back 10 cents in welfare expenditures? I mean, what? It was a weird way to make money. It was popular though. Energy efficiency is static. Racial tension is way down because of that, community policing and the Race Discrimination Act brought it way down. So I guess this is my State of the Union speech. Let's see. Foreign relations are up, mainly due to foreign aid and because our CO2 emissions are down. So that improved our foreign relations. Let's see. International trade is up. That's going to help our economy a bit. Is there any reason why the GDP is going up? What's dragging it? Crime is down, so that helps GDP. Traffic congestion is, I think it's about consistent. Skills shortage is dragging it. The uncompetitive economy is dragging it. Credit rating is dragging it. So what helps it get better? International trade's helping. Productivity is definitely helping. Where's our GDP? There it is. So the drags on it were the capital gains tax that I implemented. Actually, I think it was a corporate tax. The corporate tax is less of a drag than the capital gains tax. Science funding is increasing it, but not a whole lot. So basically, productivity is helping, but the economy would be a lot worse if we didn't have that. The global economy is killing us. Absolutely killing us. Okay, because it's not bailing us out anymore. Oil demand and oil supply are down because of the economy sucking. Poor earnings of the poor are up. Middle class earnings are up in this crappy economy. I think it's because wages are up. Yeah, middle class earnings have gone up in this contracting economy. Let that be a lesson to you. Let's see. Wages are down. So why are middle class earnings up again? Yeah, I have no idea why middle class earnings went up. I think we lowered a couple of taxes. I don't remember what they were, but middle class earnings are up, and I don't know how I feel about that because the poor, the middle class are doing great. The poor are doing a lot better now. 11% increase to people who have very little money probably isn't meaning very much. Yeah, so we're losing a lot at the top, obviously, because of all those taxes I've implemented. But we know where it's going, see? Going to the poor and the middle class. Redistributive economy, I suppose. This is why the socialists dig us. Okay, private health care, whatever. Private housing is way down, as you would expect in this crappy economy. Rent controls. So that's going to bring down the earnings of the poor eventually. And it's going to increase homelessness. In fact, how is homelessness? It's gone up. So what reduces it? Private housing. So the private housing stock's been a problem. Took a big hit. That's the problem. So the earnings of the poor have gone up, but there's more homeless people. In fact, where is that? It's not listed. Wow, they don't have homelessness listed here. I'm shocked. Homelessness is still a problem in this country, and it's gone up. So how are we tracking that? Unemployment, check on homelessness. Down here. There it is. It's a major drag. Unemployment's a little bit up. That's probably why that didn't help. Because we dropped, unemployment went up. Mainly, let's see, community policing, prisons, but the military spending the dip in military spending caused the unemployment rate to go up. The space program absorbed some of that. The state schools absorbed some of that, but it's still going up a tiny bit. So that's part of the problem. Private schools are down. Of course, people can't afford them in this economy. Private pensions are down because the economy is tanked. Tobacco usage has gone down, which is good for us as far as the game's concerned, because it's a drag on GDP. Gain more money in the tobacco tax. Can't click on that. It's not very popular. We can raise it to gain quite a bit of money, actually. But that decreases your popularity among everyone. Yeah, probably can't afford to do that just yet. But it also increases poverty. Wow, not very popular, is it? Yeah, we can't afford that just yet. Alcohol consumption is down. It will go down significantly more, I can assure you, over the next year. Again, we took a hit to liberals because of that. So unlike the cigarette tax, the alcohol tax is only a hit to half the population. Only half the electorate hates me because of that alcohol tax. But the tobacco tax, everyone will hate you. All the voters will hate you. So keep that in mind. Traffic congestion is a drag on GDP, but it's gone down because of the crappy economy. So I guess it all makes sense. I mean, right? Toll roads reduce congestion. Car usage is about static. Tourism is up due to our lax immigration laws, which will increase our GDP very little. Let's see. Wages are down 5.25%. That's not good. And it's mainly because, well, it's not just because of immigration. Immigration is going to drop those. Immigration is definitely going to drop those wages immediately. Unemployment is dropping their wages too. Yep, and labor laws are currently pretty strong. So obviously they, where's the? It doesn't show the hit to unemployment here. Oh, it affects wages, and that's a knock-on effect, obviously. Immigration's wages supply, reducing wages. High unemployment will also put downward pressure on wages. So basically, wages are going to keep dropping because the immigrants are coming in despite the crappy economy. Labor laws increasing, including minimum wage, can push wages artificially higher. Those will have side effects, obviously. Labor laws pro-employer, so we can increase wages that way. We're going to take a hit if we do that. Keep that in mind. Currency strength is way down because of the economy. GDP is causing it to go down. It's going to take a while for it to come back. Okay, policies. Tobacco tax is not popular. You can eliminate it, but you'll lose that $15 billion. That will increase your popularity by a bit. But also, what does it do here? You'll increase tobacco usage. So if you want to pay for votes with a less healthy population, you can do that if you want. Quite amusing. Tech colleges. Increase tech and education, but it takes a while for it to go into effect. It does not affect unemployment, surprisingly. But it increases the number of state employees, so there is that. Okay, freedom of internet. Yeah, they didn't like that rule that I passed. I think it's interesting. Next. Border controls. Yeah, we dropped them a lot. Immigration's on its way up over the next couple of months. Over the next half year. Capital gains tax. Let's see. Watch this adjusted GDP. Boom. Drops GDP like a rock. Let's see. Plastic bag tax is implemented. It's getting us some money. You can raise it. It won't cost you very much. I don't think it'll get you that much money, though. Yeah, you won't get that much more money, so whatever. Let's see. Rent controls. Reasonably popular. You can lower them. You can't raise them anymore. Yeah, so that hurt the private housing supply, obviously. Road building. Decreases unemployment a little bit, but increases car usage. We can build other things. What's the food standard tag? Yes, that costs a bit of money. Increases health. So we gotta find. First of all, we gotta reduce something. So what are we reducing here? We have enough political capital to drop the military spending, but again, it will increase the unemployment rate. So let's see. Austerity. Expenditures. Let's look at the credit rating downgrade. Can't look at that. Cancel. Okay, let's see. Budget report. So we're getting a bit more income. We're going to have to reduce spending a bit more. I was afraid of that. So watch this. How much are we spending on alcohol consumption? That's going to drop. The alcohol abuse is going to drop. Crime is still somewhat... We've dropped crime a lot. So we can probably afford to reduce the amount of armed police officers we have. That was actually going to be my next rule, my next provision. we're going to lower this. We're going to spend a lot of political capital on this. But it'll save us some money. Violent crime is going to go up a bit. But crime itself won't go down that much. So let's drop it from 16 to 8 to about 10. Violent crime it won't dip back up. Actually, it will dip up, so we'll drop it to 9. So we'll save a bit of money there. That'll cost us some political capital. Okay, and what else? The police force will keep static for now. So we'll spend less money on that. Yeah, let's see. Rail subsidies, science funding, state health. What are we increasing? Science funding. It's going to take a while to implement, right? Yeah, it drops unemployment right away. So we can spend an extra $30 billion on that. It'll cost us a tiny bit of political capital. Well, let me come back to that. It's not going to affect unemployment that much, honestly, but it'll pay off, and it'll pay off after I get booted out of office in the next election. You know what I mean? So again, unemployment. It's going to increase unemployment. Space program, state school, state pensions. It will not affect unemployment, but it's going to drop inequality quite a bit. So if I lower this, how much will we save? Not that much. We're going to lose all of our political capital just to lower the state pensions. Be aware if there's a life expectancy rise, the cost of the state increases hugely. Yep. That's going to be a problem. So again, military spending increases unemployment a lot. It's expensive, but you get a lot of money back. But if you're going to lose a lot of jobs, you're going to have to put that money somewhere else. And if you want to reduce military spending to lower the tax rate, do that. But you better make sure those jobs show up. Let's see, corporate tax. We can raise that, but it's going to kill most of our. Yeah, we can't do that. It's probably too expensive at this point. But it's not that much of a hit to the GDP, to be honest with you. So we'll keep it in mind for next time. Okay, we got toll roads, plastic bag tax, car tax, capital gains tax. By the way, you can't increase tax. You can't increase the income tax on the wealthy. It is simply an income tax increase. Or it is either a straight income tax increase or a straight income tax decrease. That's the problem. And it doesn't. Hold on.